Alright guys, welcome to our Wednesday, Thursday video for week 1 of December curriculum. I'm excited to teach you guys today a couple of cool new things, but first before we get going, you've got to get yourself warmed up. So start off with jumping jack sit-ups, push-ups, and then front ups, stretching your legs, and finishing with 30 seconds of some vigorous exercise like jogging with high knees. You can do more jumping jacks, you can do mountain climbers, you could even hold a plank. I know it's not quite as vigorous, but 30 seconds is a challenge. And so go ahead and get yourself warmed up and we'll get going. All right, so today, the first thing we are going to learn today, start working on, is our 5 strikes kata. Now, a kata is a set of moves. It's a form of strikes. It comes from the SWMA portion of our Chitudo program. SWMA is from the Philippines, and it uses weapons, so sticks, swords, knives, special kind of knife/sword called a bolo, and you'll see me using that today to demonstrate what the 5 strikes kata looks like. Okay, and the reason we do katas is just to help build muscle memory in our bodies and our brains of different movements. Okay, so here is what our 5 strikes kata is going to look like. I'm going to do it using my right side, but then when I break it down and start to teach you, I'm going to be using my left side so that it's like I'm in the mirror. So when we start doing it together, you're going to copy me as if I was in the mirror, okay? So here we go. It starts with thrust, under, over, step, under, over, step back, and finish. So there are 5 strikes in our 5 strike kata. Today we're going to learn how to do it just with our hand open. All right, so starting from our neutral stance. Now I'm in the mirror for you. You're going to use your right hand for all of the strikes. And the first thing you're going to do is step forward with your right foot, okay? So your right foot steps forward. The first move is a thrust, okay? As you step forward, your striking hand, which is your right hand, is going to come up and go straight out towards if you were looking in the mirror, it would be towards your own belly button. Your other hand comes up to cover. Okay, we never want to do any striking with our hand hanging down. That makes it look pretty sloppy, and we want to practice good habits. All right, so from our neutral stance, we step forward with the same side as the hand we're striking with. It's your right hand and right foot. Step, thrust, straight out, and your other hand comes up. All right, so one more time, and I want you to say thrust, thrust. All right, now for the second strike, you're going to bring your hand down here by your hip, okay? And you can actually bring your hands together if you want, okay? If you noticed when I was doing it with the bolo, I brought my hand down to push it out, okay? So we're imagining that our pinky side of our hand is the blade side of the weapon that we would be imagining we're striking with. And so our first move after the thrust, bring your hands back here, and this is called an under strike. Our target would be the knee of a person standing in front of us, all right? So from here, from the low position, we swing our pinky side up, and that is under, okay? So from the beginning, we've got step and thrust. Bring your hands back for under. And when you swing under, you stop right at the center. And just about the same place that your thrust was, stop right at the center. From here, now you're going to bring your hand back up to the high position, across your body, back here by your left ear. Now this strike is going to be an over strike. Again, with the pinky side of your hand, you come down and over. Again, stopping right at the center. Our target from this strike would be the collarbone, or even the side of the face of the person the opponent across from us. All right, so this is over, over. All right, so let's start from the beginning. We've got thrust. Now bring your hand back low and bring that pinky side up for under. Now bring your hand back high. Pinky side swings down for over. Our next move, notice my hand is up and cover, is going to be a step. You're going to take your back foot and take a step forward. As you take a step forward, you're opening your body up. Bringing your striking hand back to the low position, but now it's on the same side instead of across your body. Another low strike. Under. Another under. So the pinky side is coming out. Okay? Again, this would be a strike to the knee again. Okay? So this is under. Good. From your right side, under. Okay? Now this hand is just going to stay here the rest of the time. Okay? So starting from the beginning, we've got thrust. Bring it back across your body to the low position. Pinky side comes out for under. Bring it back to the high position up here by your ear. Pinky side comes down for over. And then we've got step as you bring your striking hand now behind you. Coming in for another under. Okay? With your palm up. Now we've got one more strike. That was 4 strikes so far. After our second under strike, now we're going to bring our hand back to the high position because now we're going to do another over with the pinky side striking down. Again, this would be hitting the collarbone or even side of the face of your opponent. Okay? So from here, you've got your elbow back. Pinky side comes down, stopping right at the center, just like the rest of the strikes. And then from here, you step back and you finish. All right, so from the beginning, only your right hand does all of the striking. Your left hand is cover. All right, so we've got thrust. Bring it back across your body down low for under to the knees. Bring it back across your body up high for over to the collarbone. And then we're going to step as we bring our striking hand back behind us and bring it in front for an under. Bring it up high for an over. And then step back and back to here to finish. All right. So that is your introduction to our 5 strikes kata, and I want you to spend some time practicing that, not just when you're doing the video, but throughout the week, throughout the coming month, because we'll be doing that on test day. All right, ready, set, go. All right, next up, we are learning how to do horizontal elbow strikes. Horizontal, think moving along this kind of line, striking along a horizontal line, so it's not up, it's not around, it is to the front. Okay, so the horizontal elbow is now striking with the front side of the elbow to the face. All right, our rear elbow was hitting with the back side of the elbow to the face. Now our target is in front of us, and so we're going to be striking to the front. And I want to show you 2 different ways to do it. Usually we teach doing the horizontal elbow with just our rear arm, and that's great. It's got a lot of power, but I also want us to learn to do it with our forward arm, okay? So, you gotta think, hitting with the front side of my elbow. So in both of these strikes, our body is what gives it power, okay? When we're doing the horizontal elbow with our rear arm, okay? So if you've got your right side back, hands are up, all you need to do is burst in. Right? You push off your back foot, staying in your ready stance. It is not a step forward. It's not like the step we just did in our kata, but it is pushing off the back foot and landing in that exact same position. Then all you need to do once you've gotten that burst down is have this elbow up, because this is the one that's going to be striking, and that's what's going to hit. You burst in, and your whole body is pushing that elbow into their face. All right, and there's just a little bit of a twist right at the end there. All right, keeping this hand up to cover. So I want you to practice a burst, and then I want you to add your hand up right here, and then same burst with a little bit of twist at the end. All right, so practice that kind, right? Do 5 bursts, then do 5 bursts with the elbow. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, now the other one we're gonna do with your forward hand, really similar to last month's step into long forward stance, shift and block. Although now, instead of shifting and blocking, we're shifting and elbowing, okay? So it's the same concept, the same shift, only now instead of moving our arm like this, we're bringing our hand in like this with the elbow up, boom, same shift, all right? The idea with elbow strikes is you do have to get in pretty close, unless you have super long arms, but they're gonna be this distance from you. That's why we burst in to close the distance and get that power, okay? And this one is just another alternative. If they're in really close, boom, you can snap that around as well. And then you can even burst in with one and then come around with the other one if you need to follow up, all right? But again, these are self-defense moves. All right, so just remember, just if you're already in your ready stance, you can just shift forward a little bit and then shift your feet into that long forward stance, right? If you're just in a regular ready stance, you won't have as much, but shift your foot forward to close that distance a little bit and then shifting your feet with that elbow coming across. Again, it's the front of your elbow that's going across their face to cause the damage, okay? So, practicing the burst in and strike with your rear hand, and then the shift and strike with your forward hand, all right? So, practicing those different styles of striking, do 10 on each side. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna go over today is knee strikes. Knee strikes are really fun to do. They're also really powerful, which makes them a great move to use when you're in danger, when you're in a self-defense situation and you need to fight for your life so that you can get away to safety, all right? So knee strikes are done with your back leg, whichever leg you have back, okay? And typically we'll do a knee strike after we've done that pivot rising front kick, right? Because what happens when you kick someone in the privates? Usually they bend over like this. Oh, man. The knee strike is intended to go to their face, okay? So this is a really serious move, not something you do to your friends or to just mean kids, but you do it when you're in danger, okay? So the idea with a knee strike is you've got one leg back, whether it's your right leg or your left leg, but it's your back leg that's gonna drive in. You pick up your foot, drive the knee forward, keeping the knee bent. It's the top of the knee that strikes, and then you set it way back down behind you, right? The idea is if you need to do more than one knee strike, you gotta keep that power coming. So you strike and then set it back down behind you. And again, strike and set it back down behind you, okay? And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Strike and set it back down behind you. Strike and set it back down behind you. The idea is with your hands, you're probably grabbing on either to like their shoulders or even the hair on the back of their head, and you drive that knee. You pull their body into that knee strike. So to give you an idea of kind of how that looks, we'll pretend this century bag is the bad guy and I got a knee in like this. No! No! Right? Going as hard as you can, using that nice loud voice. So if you have like a kick shield or a pillow at home that you can practice these on, it helps to have someone holding it for you, okay? And what they're gonna do is bend over like they just maybe got kicked in the groin, okay? But you have to make sure you aim for the pillow and not their face, okay? So what you'll do is grab onto their shoulders. Just put both hands on their shoulder, grab on, and do a knee strike to the pillow. No! And then you set it back down way behind you, right? Knees are not meant to be like this. You don't want to go, or like leave it floating in the air, and there's no power at all. Knees are slow and powerful, right? Back here, and then set it all the way back down, and no, and set it all the way back down, is to do more than one, all right? So once you've got that motion, drive it in, set it way back, drive it in, set it way back, right? You gotta take that time to set the foot down behind you so that your knee strikes stay powerful, all right? So then I want you to do 10 on each side. If you don't have a pillow or shield, you can do them in the air like I was just doing. No, set it way down. No, set it way back. And do 10 on each side, just like that. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so today we're talking about excellence. We're going to talk about our definition and then number 1 on the sheet. So the definition is the condition of being very good or outstanding. Okay, you guys know what very good is, right? That means you're doing an awesome job. It looks really great. It's awesome. I mean, what condition of being very good? I think you guys understand what that means. And outstanding is just another word for very good, incredible, excellent. I think you guys are pretty smart and you can understand how simple that meaning is. But did you notice it never said the condition of being perfect? Okay, so that's going to take us into number 1, which is trying my very best to get things right and be as good as I can be. Okay, nowhere on our sheet does it ever once say perfection, and it never says perfect, okay, or flawless, right? Trying my very best. That means you are giving it all. You're giving it your all. You're giving 100%. You're not just kind of flopping around, and you're not just hoping you can get away with doing as little as possible. No, you are doing the best that you know how, and you're not getting in your own way, right? You're not thinking to yourself, I can't do this. I'm never going to get it. Because when you think things like that, that's going to prevent you from doing your very best. And it's trying to get it right. Not get it perfect, but just get it right. All right? That's all we're looking for. And then to be as good as you can be, right? Everyone's level of excellence looks a little bit different. Not everyone's best is going to be exactly the same. And that is okay. What matters is you know that you are doing your best, that you're pushing yourself and trying your hardest and not giving up, okay? And just trying to get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best to get it right. And especially when it comes to like test day and things, I can tell when you're trying hard. I can tell if you're not trying hard, right? So make sure that you are just having a good attitude and doing your best to get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but do your best to get it right and make it as good as you are able to do, okay? All right, make sure you start studying so you're ready for testing at the end of the month. See you next time.